You ever have one of those moments that hits you so hard you swear time just slows? Like the universe taps you on the shoulder and says, "Hey, pay attention, your life's about to change." That's exactly what happened to me on a freezing December night 2 years ago, the kind of night where your breath hangs in the air and even the streetlights look cold. I was just a regular guy back then. My name is Caleb Turner. Single dad. Construction foreman. Not the hero type, not the dramatic type. My whole world was basically my 8-year-old boy, Micah, my truck, and whatever leftovers we had from the night before. So, imagine me pulling into a half-shut gas station outside Maple Ridge, Montana, dead tired after a 12-hour shift, and seeing what I thought was a pile of trash bags behind the dumpster, move. At first I told myself it was a raccoon or maybe a fox. But something in me, some gut instinct you can't explain, told me to look again. And when I stepped closer, the truth hit me so fast I forgot how to breathe. It wasn't trash. It was 2 little girls. Maybe 7. Maybe 8. Curled up together, shivering so violently their teeth clicked. Wearing sweaters that couldn't keep a summer breeze out. Eyes wide, scared in a way I'd only ever seen once before, in the mirror when I was a kid. The smaller one whispered, "Please don't take us back. We'll be good. I swear." And I froze. Because I knew that tone. That apology that shouldn't exist in a kid's voice. That fear that comes from being scared of the wrong adults for way too long. Right then, something old and ugly woke up inside me. Something I'd buried years ago when people still called me the kid from the wrong side of town. When life taught me that some folks get protected, and kids like me get ignored. I knelt down, slow, hands up like I was trying not to spook a wild animal. "Hey, I'm not taking you anywhere. My name's Caleb. Are you hurt? Are you hungry?" The older girl didn't speak at first. Just put her arm around her sister like a tiny soldier on duty. Her chin shook, but her eyes stayed sharp, watching every move I made. Finally she whispered, "He said we can't go home. He locked the door. He said we messed up again." And that was the moment something snapped in me. Because "messed up again" was the exact same line my stepfather used to spit at me before he'd slam the garage door shut. I said gently, "How long have you been out here?" The answer killed me. "Since morning. 10 hours in the cold." 2 little bodies huddled up behind garbage because that was safer than their own house. I wrapped them in my jacket and carried them to my truck. Their names were Lily and June. Twins. 7 years old. And they had nobody. But that part. I didn't know yet. Not the real truth. Not the part that would tear open everything I thought I knew about my life. When I drove those girls home, I told myself it was temporary. Just for the night. Just long enough to warm them up, get some food in their stomachs, maybe call social services in the morning. But that was the lie I told myself to avoid admitting a fact I already felt deep in my bones. They didn't want to leave my truck. They didn't want to let go of my hand. And the second Micah saw them, standing in our narrow kitchen in borrowed blankets, he just smiled gentle and said, "Do you guys want hot chocolate?" Like compassion was the most normal thing in the world. It didn't take long to see the signs. How Lily flinched whenever someone reached too quickly for a cup. How June said thank you after every bite like she was paying rent. How both of them kept touching the little necklaces they wore. Old silver lockets. Tarnished. Their most valuable things. That night, after they fell asleep on the living room floor, I sat at the table staring at those lockets. I didn't open them. Felt wrong, like going through someone's diary. But I couldn't help noticing something strange. Every time the girls looked at those lockets, their faces softened. Like whoever was inside meant everything to them. The next morning, I called Child Protective Services. Did everything by the book. But when the social worker tried to take them to the car, both girls broke down. Screaming, sobbing, clawing at my jacket like the world was ending. June begged me, please. Caleb, don't let them take us. We'll be good, we'll be quiet, we won't be any trouble. And that line, that last line, it hit me in a place I'd avoided for years. Trouble. Unwanted. Burden. Those were the words adults used on me my whole childhood. I stepped between the girls and the social worker before I even realized I'd moved. Listen, I said, I'll get approved to foster them. Keep them with me until we know what's going on. I don't want them bounced around. The woman hesitated, looked at the way the kids were holding on to me, and finally nodded. That was the beginning of the hardest 3 weeks of my life. Helping kids who didn't trust the world takes more patience than anything I've ever done. Lily would check if the door was locked 3 or 4 times before going to bed. June had nightmares so bad she'd wake up shaking. And me. I'd sit outside their room at night like some kind of guard dog, just listening. Little by little, they opened up. Their mother had died the year before. Their stepfather started using drugs. He got mean. Then violent. Then he stopped pretending he cared at all. The day I found them, he dumped them behind the gas station and told them if they ever came home again he'd make sure they regretted it. I reported everything. Worked with police. The man was arrested 2 weeks later. The girls felt safer, but something still bothered me. Those lockets. One night, while Lily sat on the couch drawing, I finally asked, "Honey, can I see what's inside?" She hesitated, then slowly unlatched it. Inside was a woman. Long brown hair. Soft smile. A face filled with warmth and kindness. And my heart almost stopped. Because I knew that face. I knew it like a scar. It was Hannah Reeves. The only real love I ever had. Before my stepfather scared her off. Before she disappeared from my life without a word. Before everything went wrong. I whispered, "Who is this?" Lily said, "That's our mom." I tried to stay calm. "Your mom's name was Hannah." "Yeah. Hannah Reeves Turner." My jaw clenched so tight it hurt. Turner. She'd kept my last name. Even after she left. Even after everyone told me she'd moved on. Even after I spent years telling myself she never loved me in the first place. I managed, "Your mom, she was good to you." Lily nodded. She told us stories about a boy she loved once. Someone she wanted to find again someday. But our stepdad didn't like when she talked about him. And after she got sick, things got bad. Really bad. I sat there, staring at the photo, the room spinning, because suddenly the timelines lined up. The ages lined up. Everything lined up. And the question burned like fire in my chest. Were these girls my daughters? I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I took them for a DNA test. Told them it was paperwork. Then I waited. 3 days. 3 days of pretending everything was normal while my whole world shook. When the envelope finally arrived, I opened it alone in my truck. The words were simple. Probability of paternity, 99.99%. I became a father of 2 more kids in the span of 5 seconds. And the part that broke me. I realized I'd almost driven past them that night. I'd almost missed my own daughters. Before I told the girls, I searched for Hannah. I needed answers. Turns out she hadn't abandoned me. She hadn't run off. She'd been forced out. My stepfather, the same man who made my childhood hell, had threatened her, told her I'd be better off without her, told her she was dragging me down. She left to protect me. And after the twins were born, she tried to reach me, but he intercepted everything. She got sick. Lost her job. Married the wrong man trying to survive. Then things spiraled. I found her living in a small rehab center 2 towns over. Shaky. Thin. But those same warm eyes. When I walked in with the girls, she broke. Fell to her knees. Held them like she'd been underwater for years and finally got to breathe. And then she looked at me. Caleb. I'm sorry. I should have fought harder. I should have found a way back to you. I told her the truth. I wasn't here for blame. I wasn't here for the past. I was here because we had kids who needed parents, not excuses. We worked through the hard stuff. The guilt. The years lost. The mess of what other people did to us. And slowly, painfully, we built something new. Not a picture-perfect family. But a real one. The girls started calling me Dad in the most unexpected moment imaginable. We were at a park. June scraped her knee. She burst into tears and cried, "Dad!" And ran straight into my arms before her brain caught up. When she realized what she'd said, she froze, wide-eyed. But I just hugged her tighter and said, "That's exactly who I want to be for you." And for the first time since I'd met them, she smiled without fear. Hannah recovered. She and I didn't jump into anything fast. Trauma like that doesn't heal with one good month. But we chose each other again. Carefully. Intentionally. Not the young love we once had, something steadier. Stronger. Something rebuilt by two people who'd survived too much to lie to themselves anymore. And the girls? They're thriving. Lily paints murals on every spare cardboard box she can find. June laughs now. Like really laughs. Micah has two little sisters who follow him everywhere. And me? I'm not the kid from the wrong side of town anymore. I'm just a dad trying to do right by the kids who were thrown away by everyone else. The victory isn't dramatic. It's not a wedding. It's not a perfect ending. It's smaller. Quieter. Better. It's waking up and hearing three little voices fighting over cereal. It's knowing I broke the cycle my stepfather tried so hard to put me in. But here's where the controversy comes in. This is where people online always start arguing. I faced my stepfather after everything came out. Told him I knew what he did. Told him he'd stolen 9 years of my life and nearly destroyed Hannah's. He didn't deny it. He just said, "You're welcome. I kept you from ruining your future." I walked out. But sometimes I wonder, should I have forgiven him? Should I have confronted him harder? Should I have taken him to court? Should I shield my kids from knowing what he did? Or should they know the truth so they never let someone control them like that? That's the part one still don't have answers for. That's where you come in. So tell me this. If someone stole years of your life, tore your family apart, manipulated your future, and lied to you until you broke, would you forgive them? Or would you cut them out forever? What would justice look like to you? Comment below and tell me what you'd do. Your perspective might help someone who's still trying to break their own cycle. And if this story hit you in the chest the way it hit me living it, subscribe. Because these stories aren't just stories. They're real lives, real choices, and sometimes the smallest act of kindness really does save a whole family.